open spaces all around me.
Stephen F. Austin State University President Baker Patillo calls him the rock star of Red River Radio. James Michener said his work was vital in telling the story of Texas. Judy McDonald considers him a pretty good short-order cook. Dr. Archie P. McDonald is all of those things, and a bit more. His path has mainly been academic, but his impact has been much wider. After 500 commentaries on Red River Radio, he's as likely to be recognized in a New Mexico convenience store as on the SFA campus. He's written or edited more than 30 books. More than 10,000 students have had the honor of sitting in one of Dr. McDonald's history classes. Some were inspired to begin their own academic careers, spreading his influence. Along with teaching, Dr. McDonald currently serves SFA as the University Community Liaison. Archie P. McDonald was born in 1935 in Beaumont and attended French High School.
My parents were from Louisiana, Depression-era refugees. Mom and Dad met in Beaumont. Dad was a barber and a cattle agent. He passed away when I was 8 years old in 1944. My mom later remarried George Harvey Tucker, an electrician at the Pennsylvania shipyard. She was a telephone operator. I called both men Daddy. He finished raising me. I had 2 brothers and a sister, and all 3 of them are Tuckers. But with me, he never used the word step, and we still do not do so.
After high school, McDonald enrolled in Lamar University, graduating in 1958, and picked up a master's degree at Rice. In 3 years, he earned a PhD at Louisiana State University in Baton Rouge.
My devotion to LSU is only slightly less than to SFA.
Except for a short stint at Murray State in Kentucky and 2 quarters as a visiting professor at Central Washington, he has begun every fall and finished every spring since 1964 at SFA.
My specialty was the American Civil War, but I've mostly been associated with Texas history.
Dr. McDonald's most successful book was on Stonewall Jackson's Civil War cartographer, Make Me a Map of the Valley, the Journal of Jedediah Hotchkiss, 1862 to 1865. Several authoritative sources list it as one of the top 100 books on the Civil War. Dr. McDonald's academic credentials include chairing several prestigious organizations, including the Texas State Historical Association. He was director of the East Texas Historical Association and editor of the association's journal for 37 years. One book of humor titled Helpful Cooking Hints for House Husbands of Uppity Women landed the McDonalds a guest spot on CBS This Morning in New York. This book was the result of tending the home fires while his equally well-known wife Judy served first as city commissioner, then as mayor of Nacogdoches. Outside of extra pot rattling, Dr. McDonald found benefits in his wife's activities.
Judy's career has been very enriching to me. As an accompanying spouse, I met a lot of political figures.
The couple has been married since 1957, when she was a sophomore and he was a senior at Lamar. They raised 2 sons, Tucker and Christopher, and celebrate the accomplishments of granddaughter Kelly, a senior at Nacogdoches High School. Christopher is a senior majoring in history at SFA. His side career as a celebrity on Red River Radio began innocently enough.
I started as a supporter and then became a board member. And then I proposed that we do an All Things Historical series, and it startled me that so many people recognize me now by my voice. Most of my commentaries are just about life, such as memories in the movies and so forth. All of it is very personal. I run into people all over the place, as do friends, who recognize my voice or ask about how things are in Nacogdoches. So those commentaries have a life far beyond East Texas.
In the mid-1980s, James Michener descended on the Lone Star State, gathering details for a historical novel appropriately titled Texas.
I was honored to get to meet James Michener. He came for a 2 or 3 hour visit and had dinner at our house. He was tracing immigrant roots and wanted to know the hardships they faced.
Dr. McDonald shared his own research with the famous author. Michener had a chance to thank McDonald at a meeting of the Texas State Historical Association. At a large luncheon meeting, Michener heaped praise on a monograph that McDonald had written titled The Trail to San Jacinto. McDonald and a group of historians, including Edward Mr. Ed Aubrey Clark of San Augustine, shared an elevator after the meeting.
My good friend, and at that point green-eyed friend, Ben Proctor, kept asking, what did you do to get him to do all of that, to say all of that about you? And I replied, "All I know is we fed him dinner." From the back of the elevator came Mr. Ed Clark's voice. "I'd say you got your money's worth."
The Nacogdoches County Chamber of Commerce is proud to name Dr. Archie P. McDonald its 2010 Citizen of the Year.
The Scottish part of me provides a proverb that fits here. "You shame me with your kindness." It is an honor to be associated with all the previous worthy citizens. We have been present for the recognition of nearly all of them because we have been devoted supporters of the Chamber and its important work for more than 4 decades. I cannot help but think now of Sidney Abegg, our friend and petulant former Chamber President, who would be the second most surprised person at this committee's selection this year. My thanks and appreciation are offered to that committee and to Presidents Paul Smith and Francis Sproul and to Bruce Partain for their kindness throughout the process, and to all who conspired to expose my past to you through photography and video. Judy and I appreciate what was censored, and my pastor, Kyle Childress, is astonished at what was not. This evening is a dream, and all of you will always be cherished. Over the last several months, too many organizations have bestowed some kind of honor upon me. Modesty and perhaps some embarrassment over this cornucopia of generosity prevents me from listing those kindnesses, but does not dull my thankfulness. However, the presentation of those honors always caught me by surprise, and I never could think fast enough to express my appreciation sufficiently. This time, Paul let me have about a month to think about it. So, I want to thank my mother and fathers for life and love and nurture and care. Miss Lavinia Kraft, my Aunt Veenie, for thinking me the perfect child and giving me the high standard to achieve it, a work obviously yet in progress. And to Judy, who knows that I'm not perfect, but lets me live with her anyway. My teachers, especially Mrs. Heinrich and Mrs. Dugas in junior high, for calling history to my attention. To Mr. Warren and Miss Cunningham in French High School for encouraging that interest and in the English language. And Arnold Anderson in college for teaching me to speak. After all, I've almost entirely earned a living speaking and writing. To Dr. Ralph Steen at SFA for giving me a job. And now to Doctors Baker Patillo and Rick Berry for letting me keep that job. And my family, whose financial necessities require me to have a job. And to our son, Christopher, in whom we are well pleased. Mrs. Portia Gordon for making my words reach print spelled correctly and for making a good cup of coffee. My friends, you know who you are, and I'll let this acknowledgement reach every one of you. To Tuffy Barrett, the Pekingese Judy brought to our marriage and who lay at my feet while I gigoloed my way through master's and doctoral programs. And most of all, I want to thank Judy, who has stuck with me for nearly 53 years, prayed over me through bouts with heart blockage and Hodgkin's disease, and through it all kept her hair red while mine turned to snow. To each and to this chamber, I am grateful. You have made my life what it is.